Thank you for joining the Doctor Whisperer. I am your host, Sharon Fekete, and I am happy to bring you a show where we talk about the business of medicine. I hope that you enjoy it. Please feel free to share, subscribe, and pass it on. Enjoy the show. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I will be your guest today. I really want to give you as much value as possible during this episode. So I am speaking to my doctors, my practice managers, anybody that works in a medical organization today about my true love for one of our sponsors, REVA Global Medical Virtual Assistants. Now, we already have a commercial about them, okay? And I don't have to do this episode, but my whole mission with the Doctor Whisperer is to help doctors and to help anybody that's in the healthcare field. So this is why I've chosen to do this episode solo, so I could bring you as much value as possible and plead to you to consider restructuring your practice so it is built for the future, for the present, and not for the past, because we have really taken a hit with the world over the last few years. We've been more considerate of going to technology and telehealth and telepsychiatry and teletherapy and everything. This right now, this Zoom recording that I'm doing. And you know, I interviewed initially one of the owners of this great company. And the whole time I was just like, oh my God, if only all of my doctors that I know and I love and I care about would listen to how helpful this service is to their practice and how much money they can save and how much heartache they can save and how much time and effort with training they could save. So that's what we're doing here today, okay? I am all about efficiency. I'm all about systems. And if I know one thing for sure, I do know how difficult it is to have a phenomenal team to support you while you do what you love, which is treating patients or being a psychiatrist or doing talk therapy as a psychologist or a therapist. So let's get into it a little bit. REVA in particular, I'm going to tell you one of the many things that I love about them that I haven't seen with other virtual companies is a manager comes with your hire. So let's just say you wanted somebody to do triage. Well, first, they're trained, fully trained. They're all in the medical field. They're nurses in the Philippines. And they are trained for a whole month. They're HIPAA compliant. They have the most pleasing personalities. They're so hospitable. They're absolutely what I have been pushing for so long, which is hospitality and healthcare. So I love the fact that, say you hired this person just for triage, this wonderful clinician for triage for whatever practice that you're running, and you have somebody managing that person to make sure that they are up to snuff, up to par. And this person is the one that makes that decision if they need more training, if they need more support, or maybe they're not a great fit. So you don't have to do all the work. It comes with your hire. A manager comes with your hire. Oh, Lord, how I love that. And then I also love, and I'm just going to pull up the website. If you go on their website, you could listen to what this virtual assistant will sound like. So any of your prejudgments about anything, which I'm not going to get into the ignorance of thinking about, sending work to another country. Like, okay, let's do this. You're a big help, actually, if you decide to give business to these wonderful people that live in another country that don't make as much as somebody would here in the United States of America. And they're super efficient. So one of the things is that they're medically trained, right? That's a big bonus. They've been extensively trained. They're certified in HIPAA training. You will have the same person every day. You're not going to have a different person every day answering the phone. So you're going to have the same person. Managers included with the service. They are easy to adapt with any EMR, any EHR, any one of them. And we know how many there are. You save thousands in employment costs. That is an understatement of the year. The mission is to just provide healthcare professionals with virtual solutions. So I have a client right now in New York City that sings their praises, wrote a review without even being asked because she is just over the moon about how helpful this service has been, how accommodating, how gracious, it's like a godsend for this one doctor. I just got off a text message to one of my other doctors that I work with, and I asked them to please review the website and let me know when I can set up a call. I'm not getting paid by REVA except to, they offer a sponsorship with this show, which makes perfect sense because this is the Dr. Whisperer show and people in healthcare tend to tune in when they want to do better when it comes to the business of medicine. But anybody that will listen, I tell them about REVA because I believe in it so much. Are you still running your medical practice like it's 1990? Well, what about REVA Global Medical Virtual Assistants? A medical virtual assistant, I promise you, is the way to run your medical practice today. Why? Because you can save, thousands of dollars. No more paying for health insurance, no more worrying about office space. You also have trained professionals. These wonderful human beings get trained, and they have a client service manager that makes sure that your VA that you're working with for your practice is hitting all the goals that you need to make sure that your practice is run efficiently and friendly. Check out REVA Global Medical Virtual Assistants today. We interrupt this awesome podcast to share with you about our sponsor, TIE Technology. TIE Technology was founded with the thought that every customer deserves exceptional customer services. So if you know of any company that has a phone system where the auto attendant doesn't really sound good, you press 1 and you think you're going to go to a live person, but you end up with a broken recording, it's probably time that you call TIE Technology. And if you mention this podcast, you will get the first 3 months for free. So make sure you mention the Dr. Whisperer podcast show. Check them out. There's so much cost that goes into just hiring alone. Time wasted, effort wasted, a revolving door. I hear all the time in the 9 years that I've been in business on my own, consulting and restructuring businesses, medical practices, the one thing that I get is we have a tremendous amount of turnover. Well, you're not going to have that problem anymore. And they will make sure that they are fitting the right person to your practice. They take a lot of time and do a lot of efficiency checks to make sure that you have the right person to work with. So if you are new in starting your own business, don't make all the mistakes that I watched so many others make. I went into a doctor's office the other day. There was more staff than they would ever need because all I think about now is REVA. Like, that's it. I'm like, why aren't they using this company to answer the phones, to take care of prescriptions, to working with the pharmacy? It just, at this point, it's just silly to spend more. Because if you think that you need to have your thumb on people to make sure that they're working, if you have a problem with your front desk staff being on TikTok all day, they are, you don't need to have that issue anymore. You don't need to have miserable Mary answering the phone for you anymore because she had a bad night last night. It is absolutely unacceptable to have anybody that is not going to give the best 5-star service to your patients, right? So why do most patients leave a practice? Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because it's not it's not usually the doctor. Now, sometimes, of course, it is. It's a terrible bedside manner. But I would say majority of the time, it's because they got miserable Mary on the phone, because my doctor's texting me back right now that he's going to look into this company right away, because I already know all of the issues that he has with staff, and he's opening up a new office. And why have that burden of how am I going to recruit? And this time, especially, it is the worst time to hire. Everybody wants to do remote work. How do we do remote work in the medical field? Well, it exists. So why do people leave practices? They've had a nasty nurse. They've had, and that's just the truth. They've had somebody that has had a very bad day, a very bad week. Maybe they're not getting paid enough. Maybe they feel overworked. Why leave that burden when you can have a solution and have somebody that is trained to be patient and calm and cater to the needs of your patients, which ultimately is why you went into the practice of medicine, is so your patients can be taken care of and that you have administrative staff to take care of everything else. Well, in this day and age, it becomes more difficult, as we've seen in almost every business, especially in the restaurant industry, right? Please be patient with us. We're having a hard time hiring. We're having a hard time with keeping our staff because the world has changed so dramatically. So I couldn't love them more. I couldn't think that this is one of the best options for you more. I just had breakfast with a friend. I said, wow, I've noticed that your social media, you're finally doing something. She's like, yeah, I got a virtual assistant. We gotta work smarter so we can enjoy our families and enjoy when we go home. We've been through enough stress during these times. Our mental health is very important. So why not put this on a company that can guarantee that you will have the absolute best service for your patients, and leave that burden and that issue that you've been dealing with staffing to a professional company like this one. So I don't usually show this much love for any company, actually, because I don't think there's just not that many great companies out there sometimes. And sometimes they're amazing. And when they are, we need to shout about it. So I love that some of my doctors are listening. And I hope that if you are listening today, that you will click on the link that we've provided in the show notes and learn more about this incredible company. There's no reason, if you've decided to break out of corporate and go out on your own, that you shouldn't implement the services of this global company. And they work with all different specialties. All of the specialties that they have worked with in the past are listed on the website. Medical administrative assistant, virtual medical special testimonials, everything that you want to know is there. My goodness. It's so good. There's a doctor that I know in Tampa that I adore, and he has had a virtual manager since he started his concierge practice. And he told me verbatim, I could not have my practice without him. And he doesn't even live here in the United States. It's phenomenal. So as much as I believe in, America, I also believe that in America, we need to work a little bit smarter, and we need to use technology to our benefit. And we need to utilize the services of people that are really, really grateful to do the work, that are always guaranteed to be there, that are loyal and that are dedicated. So that's my tips for you today. And I am currently in Ireland celebrating my 50th birthday, my dad's 80th birthday, and my husband and I's 13-year wedding anniversary. So while this is airing, I'm in the green land, loving it up with my family in Ireland. So I'm very grateful to be able to bring this show to you, because I wanted to give you value while I was celebrating life in Ireland. So thanks for being here today, and check them out, please. You will thank me. So if you want to party like it's 1999, but run your medical practice like it's 2022, don't forget to check out REVA Global Medical Virtual Assistants. So don't forget, if you mention that you've seen the show or listened to it on the podcast, Mention Thai Technology and you will get 3 months for free.